I'm Danny De Silva from Perth Glory and you're watching Football 360.
Hello, welcome to Football 360, Australia's best online soccer show. We're coming to you from Dianella, where Florina Alexander are competing in Division 3 of the Sunday Metro League. Well, it's been another week of news and controversy. In case you hadn't heard, Mauro Marchionni was sacked from Perth Soccer Club. ECU's Salve Todaro has also moved on, and Matt Holland has also parted company with Bunbury Forum Force, taking up an offer in Thailand. But as they say, that's football. Coming up this week on Football 360, we go one-on-one with former Socceroo John Kosmina, who shares his experience playing for Arsenal, or the action from our match of the week between Inglewood and Bayswater, and one of our women's teams from the northern suburbs powers ahead. But first, if you're looking for a club that captures the heart and soul of WA football, look no further than Gosnells City. Founded in 1969, the club has experienced all the highs and lows. And even now, as it sits at the bottom of the table in Division 1, it's still confident of rising to the top, with a little help from some devoted fans, affectionately known as the Gossie Grannies.
Most of the ladies here, we're all life members. Canteen, Mary's been president, her husband was one of the original players.
What's the best thing about being involved with Gosnells?
The friendships that we've had over the years. We just love the game, so it's good to come and watch the boys come rain, snow, hail or blow, and win or lose. I mean, that's what a true supporter is.
You've got to support your team, doesn't matter whether you lose. Just get in there, try your best, and we'll support you through and through. So
we've got a very, very good crop of young players coming through, and the next 2 or 3 years, I think Gosnells will be a very strong force. And as you can see today, there's a couple of 16-year-olds, especially the goalkeeper, Struan Herd. So if we can just nurture them and keep them together for the next 2 or 3 years, we'll be in good shape.
Being involved with Gosnells, you say it's a club on the up and up. What stifled it, I think, in more recent times?
Probably the area they're in, and clubs, the financial thing of playing for bigger clubs, bigger dollars, so the better youth is chasing, common sense. They're getting approached, so they chase the dollar, but it's sort of the ship's been steadied a little bit with the salary cap, so players are a little bit more loyal and coming through, so it's good. We're not at the moment interested in the new leagues or anything like that. We'll be competitive in the local community, and we'll be strong for years to come.
What are the messages that you're delivering to these lads? I mean, what is it that they should take away?
We're just looking really strongly at developing, progressing as a club and as an individual.
He's been an A-League coach, a Socceroo and a media commentator. He also scored the first goal in the National Soccer League. John Kosmina also made headlines in the late 1970s when he signed for English giants Arsenal. He was in Perth recently and caught up with 360 and revealed what life was like playing for the Gunners.
In hindsight, I should have gone to a smaller club. You go to Arsenal, one of the big three, and they still are. The Arsenal thing actually came out of the blue. I was all prepared to go to America. The agent that I'd had, he'd had me fixed up with Tampa Bay Rowdies, so I'm probably lucky I went to England instead, 'cause I don't think I'd be here from some of the stories I've heard about what was going on at Tampa.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Kosmina.
Then having got to Arsenal, I had no idea about what things were like in professional sport. I was a part-timer, and I went there as a naive kid thinking, I've done pretty well for Australia, and it's just going to be a natural progression, and it won't be long and I'll be king of the world. And it didn't work that way. I'd never lived away from home before. I'd lived out of home, but never lived away from home. I'd travelled, but you travel with the national team, it's a lot different to actually having to forage for yourself. At times I got homesick, and there were other times where I'd probably spent too much time knocking around with blokes I'd been to school with that were living in London at the time as well. So there were a whole lot of things, and I'd actually lost a bit of, I guess, the passion for the game. I was naive. I got a good offer to come back to play in Adelaide. I took that advice of the person that offered it to me to come back rather than, I would have been happier if he'd have come there and said, no, forget it, just stick it out over here. It's a decision I made, and I live with that. I don't know what would have happened. It's one of those what-ifs situations, and I just wish I'd have been a bit smarter at the time. I take what life's dealt me, and I think I've always said that all the players I've coached at any level, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you put in, something will come back, and if that's how it's going to be, then I'll take the opportunity. If it doesn't, then I'm quite happy with what I've achieved. I scored the first goal in the National League in 1977. That's 37 years ago. It's a long time, and I'm still here.
Bayswater City travelled to Antigua Stadium to take on Inglewood United after an 8-0 thumping of Perth the previous week. So, were United up to the challenge? Let's take a look at the Match of the Week highlights. The Black and Blues were hoping their impressive form against Perth the week before would carry on at Antigua Stadium. But Inglewood coach Graham Normanton had warned the league leaders they wouldn't be making up the numbers. From early on, United charged through, and it didn't take long before their efforts were rewarded. Ryan Clark fouled in the box as the ball arrived at his feet. Greg Charlin stepped up and fired the ball into the net. Inglewood 1-0 up. Bayswater realised it was game on. Brian Farrell fired towards goal from range, the ball clashing against the crossbar. Minutes later, Todd Howarth tried his luck before Steve Burton flicked over James Isaiah's corner but failed to trouble keeper Luke Martino. As Bayswater appeared to get on top, United suddenly powered ahead. A lovely layoff to Daniel Thomson, who cracked the ball home in stunning fashion. His shot, a genuine contender for goal of the year. United leading 2-0 at the half-time break. In the second 45, Bayswater showed why they're at the top of the table. They dominated play and possession, and Farrell almost created a bit of magic but fired over the bar. Steve Burton thought he had done enough after driving this shot home, but somehow Martino kept the ball out and stopped it from crossing the line. Howarth went close again soon after, but 2 minutes later, an unmarked Gustavo Caraccioni headed the ball home and helped inspire his teammates. With 5 minutes to go, Damien Catalano could have equalised, but couldn't steer the ball on goal. United causing a massive upset.
They're a quality side, and to be fair, they dominated possession, but that's how we wanted it. So at the end of the day, I thought we carried out our game plan to a T and got what we wanted. I didn't think they had many chances. I thought the goal they scored, 3 headers 6 yards out, I'm not happy about that, but we stifled them and the game was played on our terms. And the penalty, people saying it was lucky, but the football leading up to it was brilliant.
In other results, Coburn thumped Armidale. After the sacking of flamboyant coach Mauro Marchionni, Perth mustered a last-gasp draw against the NTC. The Azzurri now under the stewardship of reserves coach Taki Nicolaides, who's now been unbeaten in 35 league games. Sorrento edged out Balcatta, Stirling defeated a struggling ECU, and Athena continued their winning ways against Bunbury. To the ladder, and now it's a 2-horse race at the top, City just ahead with a slightly better goal difference. Sorrento continue their place in third, followed by Athena and Coburn. Inglewood also knocking on the door of the top 5. No league action this week, but the Coolridge Cup returns. Division 1's Ashfield host Stirling, Quinns take on Bayswater, Sorrento lock horns against Inglewood, and Swan United do battle against Mandurah City. Don't forget to enter our Smarter Than Smoking Junior Player of the Month competition to win an iPad. Make sure you correctly answer our questions in episodes 13 to 15. The winner announced next week.
We came runner-up last year to Fremantle United. We were a bit worried as to how competitive we were going to be this year. We lost 5-6 girls from last year. The new girls that have come in are absolutely fantastic. They're enjoying themselves. So far we're sort of doing okay. It is a little bit more competitive, and I've noticed that in this division a lot of the girls are starting to push the ball around and actually play an organised game. It's a fantastic competition.
Any challenges coaching women's football over coaching men's football?
Yes, there is. You got to watch what you say, first of all. Make sure you don't upset them. Make sure they're all okay. You know, once you get to know the team, it's like a family.
So Megan, tell us about your season so far with the Woodvale FC ladies.
Yeah, we've done really well so far. We've lost one game, disappointing start to the season, but we've played really, really well since then. I don't think we've conceded a goal, and we're just gelling as a team. My dad has played for so many years, and he sort of got us into it when my sister and I were about 11 or 12. I went to Woodvale Senior High School, which is a soccer specialist school. So I played for the school and played for Kingsley.
What would you tell other young girls out there that are looking to get into a new sport? Why should they choose soccer?
Soccer's a great sport because it not only keeps you fit and active, but you get to be part of a team. It's just the best fun, and at the end of the day to walk away with win or lose or draw, it's just great team building.
We need to challenge ourselves, and as a team, if we can achieve those personal challenges, we'll try and stay in the top four.
And that wraps up another busy webisode of Football 360. Hope you enjoyed the show. A break from the State League next week. Best of luck to all teams in the Coolbridge Cup. Thanks to the Florina boys. We'll be back again next week. Until then, it's bye for now.